Welcome to Amazon Elastic Blog Store introductory video. I'm Rafael Lopez with the AWS Training and Certification team, and as part of the team, I have contributed to develop and deliver exclusive training content like this one. In this brief video, I will be introducing the Amazon EBS service with an overview and a demonstration. So let's get started. EBS Volumes can be used as the storage unit for your EC2 instances. So whenever you think you need a disk space for your instances running on AWS, you can think about them. These volumes can be hard disks or SSD devices, and you pay as you use. So whenever you don't need a volume anymore, you can just delete it and stop paying for it. EBS volumes are designed for being durable and available. This means that the data in a volume is automatically replicated across multiple servers running in the availability zone. I made the comparison about EBS volumes and physical media devices like hard disks or SSDs, but it's actually much more durable than that, because of the block-level replication. When creating an EBS volume, you can select the type for storage that best fit your needs. You can choose between magnetic or SSD based on your performance and price requirements. It's all about choosing the right tool for the right job. So, for example, if you are running a database instance, you can configure the database to use a secondary volume for the data, which may perform faster than the volume assigned to the operating system. Or you can assign a magnetic volume for the logs because magnetic is cheaper. To provide an even higher level of data durability, Amazon EBS gives you the ability to create point-in-time snapshots of your volumes. And AWS allows you to recreate a new volume from a snapshot at any time, share snapshots, or even copy snapshots to a different AWS region for even greater disaster recovery protection. You can, for example, encrypt and share your snapshots from Virginia to Tokyo. You can also have encrypted EBS volumes at no additional cost. The encryption occurs on the EC2 side, so the data moving between the EC2 instance and the EBS volume inside AWS data centers will be encrypted in transit. As your company grows, the amount of data stored on your EBS volumes will likely also grow. EBS Volumes has the ability to increase capacity and change to different types, meaning that you can change from hard disk to SSD, or increasing a 50 GB volume to a 16 TB volume, for example. You can do these resize operations on the fly, without needing to stop the instances. So let me do a demonstration to show you how fast and easy it is to create a new volume and attach that volume into an EC2 instance. Inside our AWS Management Console, the EC2 instances and the EBS volumes can be located here on the EC2 console, which you can find by clicking here in EC2 under the Compute tab. If we click here in Instances, we can see that I have many instances running, and the volumes are located here on the sidebar in Volumes under Elastic Block Store or EBS Volumes. So these are the volumes that I have in my account. If I want to create a new volume and attach that new volume into an instance, in this case I will attach into the Linux instance, the EBS volume must be created on the same availability zone where the instance resides. So if this instance is in US East 1B, when I create the volume, I also need to create the volume in US East 1B. So let's do that. Here in Volumes, Create Volume, and here the first thing that I specify is the availability zone US East 1B, because I will want to attach this EBS volume into an instance that is running in US East 1B. Here I have the option to specify the volume type, such as magnetic or SSD. The general purpose SSD will charge me only for the amount of the size in gigabytes. If I want to create a volume that has 25 gigabytes, I just specify the 25 gigabytes here. This is how I can restore a snapshot to a volume, which in the case I don't want to do that. And then I click in Create Volume. This is the volume ID that is being created for me. If I click in Close, I can have the option of sorting these volumes by created date, volume type, size, and we can see that this is the volume that I just created. 25 gigabytes of the volume type GP2, which is SSD. Now that the volume is created, we want to attach that volume into an EC2 instance. So I just click here in Actions, Attach Volume, and then I specify the instance that I want to attach the volume, which in this case is Linux instance, and the device. So let's say /dev/stb. Attach. Now, if we log inside that instance, which we can do by clicking here in Instances, selecting the Linux instance, clicking here in Connect, and copying the SSH command, because this is a Linux instance and I'm using a Mac OS, I can go back here to my terminal and do the SSH command. So I copy the SSH command and I paste in my terminal. Now I am connected inside my EC2 instances. If I do the command lsblk, I can see what are the block storage devices that I have attached on this instance. And we can clearly see here on /dev/xvdb, which is kind of the same for SDB, as a 25 gigabytes disk. Now with this EBS volume attached, we can create a file system with it. So we can do this command, /dev/xvdb. This gotta run as root. And then my Linux operating system is now creating a file system on this volume. If I do lsblk again, nothing changed here, but now I am able to mount that volume into a folder in my Linux machine. If this was a Windows machine, I would need to go on disk management, and then I could create the file system and mount from there. To mount on a Linux machine, we do the command mount, the mount point, xvdb, and the folder that we want to mount that volume. Only root can do that, so let's do with root permissions. And now that volume is mounted on the /mnt folder. If we go to the /mnt folder, we have our file system. So we can create our files, our directories, our symbolic links, and everything that a storage block device gives the ability to us on doing. This is a text file. If I do an ls, now I can see my files there. I can create a directory. I can move files to that directory. If I do an ls, I have a folder. If I enter in that folder, my file is inside that folder. So you can see how easy it is to create, attach, and format an EBS volume to an EC2 instance. At any time, I can go back here, and with the command unmount, I can unmount the volume to the folder, and then I am able to go back to the AWS Management Console, clicking Volumes, select my volume, and detach this volume from my instance. If the volume is detached, it will stay in the available state. You can see that this volume is now in use, because it's actually being used with my instance. Since this volume is available, I can detach that and attach to another EC2 instance on the same availability design, which in this case is US East 1B. I can also put tags in this volume. So if this volume is being used by a database, I can put the tag value database volume. And that's it. Now this volume is the database volume. Tags are very important because whenever you put tags on your AWS resources, you can drill down your billing per tags. So you can see how much all of the volumes with the tag key name and the tag value database volume cost in a certain period of time. And the same with EC2 instances, EBS snapshots, and everything that supports tags. And that's it. In summary, we reviewed what are EBS volumes, and you saw a demo on how to create and attach one EBS volume to a Linux EC2 instance. I hope you learned a little something and will continue to explore other videos. I'm Rafael Lopez with AWS Training and Certification Team. Thanks for watching.